Hello guys, I don't know, maybe this will probably be the longest video because people are lacking basics now, you know what I mean. A lot of guys that are inboxing me are actually lacking basics, and I figure that most of them are actually new to betting. Well, tough luck for you guys. If you are new to betting, your first thing that you must do is to open an account. Once you open a Hollywood account, I will post a video helping you on how to properly open an account and your account to be active and stuff. You know what I mean? I'll show you that. But on top of that, it's not easy. If you are new, you've just seen a Hollywood post on Facebook or maybe any other bookmaker posting its people they won 2 million. It's not easy. It's not just easy. You don't just put your teams, you know what I mean, saying Chelsea will win, this team will win, and then get 2 million. It's not easy. I'll just show you how to place a bet, and then you can see that it's not easy. But what I'm more interested in, I want to place bets using certain markets, because people are even confused. They don't even know where to get these markets, That's how new those people are. But either way, I'm here for that. I'll show you guys. But I hope after this video, everything will be cleared as far as basics. You understand? Another thing, you need to teach yourself, guys. I will give you the tips as far as which markets you must choose. You can't always choose those markets because teams do differ. But I'll give you markets that that can work on many teams. But teams do differ, guys. You need to do your research to choose a market. You understand? Because what I was avoiding was to bet on straight wins. I hated people who only know straight wins, because I hated that people don't do their research to find other markets that are actually interesting here on Hollywood when you have more than 180 markets. You know what I mean? So if it's your everyday homework when you have an account, you're still new in betting, to log in and choose and learn, try to understand what does these markets mean and try to link them to your everyday strategies if you have it, or maybe try to create your own strategy using these markets, because you'll notice some teams play in a different way. Maybe they don't score too much. Maybe you look for a market that has that actually works better. Maybe it's a strategy, it's a market that that says less goals. You know what I mean? Then you put that market with that team. You know what I mean? You use it for that team. It happens. For instance, teams like PSG, Barcelona, Man City, I must say, those are high scoring teams. You might think, okay, let me rather look for a market that will suit this team, because they are market that best suit certain teams. So it's not always the markets that I will give you are suited for any team or any league. No, I'm just giving you markets that are good. Nevertheless, let's go. We will bet soccer, most, as we all know that soccer is the most popular sport. So for you to bet soccer, to those guys now who don't understand how to operate your account, this is your home screen, guys. Once you open a Hollywood account and go to Google and type Hollywood bets and log in, this is what you will get. It's your first home. This is your home screen. You see, it's the first page. So from here, you just click on soccer. Once you click on soccer, guys, this is what you get. Soccer is very broad, so you'll get a lot of teams. A lot of countries. So that means you have to go to that certain country to bet. You understand? If you go to England, even England is very broad because there's a lot of leagues in England also. It's not just Premier League. There's also second divisions there, So you'll find them. League 1, League 2. So you have to do your research if you want to bet on this. But just focus on Premier League for now. For this lesson, just focus on Premier League. Now this is what you get. Now other people are confused when they get it. They'll be like, I don't know, you can only bet Liverpool to win, a draw, and Norwich. No, you can actually bet on more markets. This is where you find more markets, guys. Look at there on that blue thing that's written more markets. All of the markets are there. Even these 3 markets for Liverpool to win, or a draw, or Norwich to win, you will also find them there. So it's easy if you click there. Just click on more markets. When you click on more markets, this is where you find them now. See, the first one is here, full time. You can bet also on half time. You see? Let me just show you there. Click on half time. Who will win the half time? If Liverpool will be leading the half time, you simply click on Liverpool. If it will be a draw, you click on a draw. And those numbers that are there, 0.5 for Liverpool, 1.95 for a draw, 9.5 for Norwich to lead, those numbers are odds, guys. I hope you all understand odds, because I have tried on another video to calculate the odds. You understand? Those are odds. Odds, it's actually money, basically. But it's money that is set up in as in per 1 rand. You see? For instance, now if you say Norwich will win the first half, that's 9.5, 9 rand 50 cent for Norwich to lead the first half. You understand? To win on the first half per 1 rand. That's what you need to understand with as far as odds is concerned. I think I've showed you how on my video on how to calculate odds when you're betting more than one team. So I don't think that's necessary right now. So let's just go back, because in this video I want to show you those good markets and basics, man. Where do you get them and how do you understand them? Now you have handicap there. Handicap, if you don't understand handicap, I'll just try to explain it a bit. Look at handicap Liverpool there, it's -1. I'd rather not explain this handicap. Go and do more research. These are type of markets that you can also bet on. But let me rather now focus on these markets that I spoke about. I will leave all of these markets and go straight to those markets. I'm going straight to those markets now, guys. Straight to those markets. I want to go straight to those markets. I hope I will find them here, because it's not always that those markets are here. Okay, it seems like they're here. Look now, this is where we are. The first one, double chance and totals. Just look. Let me just put it on top. Yeah, look on top now. Double chance and totals. This is one of my favorite markets. You know, look at that. There we go. For instance, teams like Manchester United. Manchester United, I know even when they are playing teams like Norwich, Stoke City, whoever they are playing with, Manchester United will never concede, or maybe rather in their match, in that match alone, you won't see more than 5 goals scored there. That's what I've noticed. More than 4 goals. Manchester United will probably win by 2-0 or maybe be beaten by 2-1. You know, when you add the sum of goals in that match, you'll find that those goals, it's like 3 goals, you know, or maybe 4 goals. So this is what I decided to do now. When I'm doing my research, when I'm placing my bets on Manchester United, this is what I do. I know Manchester United is sometimes a good team, and I look the opponents. If maybe they're playing Norwich, I know Norwich is a good team, so they won't win very easily. You know what I mean? So this is what I will do. I will say home or draw and under. Look at this on the third market from the top. 1, 2, 3. Look at the third. Home or draw. Basically, in this case, Liverpool will win or will draw. You understand? If Liverpool, that match ended at 1-1, it's still good. And if it's still good because it's under 4.5 goals and it's a draw. You understand? So these are the type of markets that I like. This market, do your research, guys, on your team and try to use this market. This is a good market. Try to use this market, guys. It's actually a good market. The good thing is because it actually includes two bets in one bet, because it's home or draw. It's actually a double chance, and over, it's actually another thing. So it's good. Even if you trust your team, even if it didn't win, well, then it's still fine, because maybe it was a draw. You understand? So try to go back and try to understand this market. This is one of the market that I like, in my opinion. Of course, you can also have your own opinion, guys, but this is the market that I was speaking about. Now going down again, my second market, because there are 3 markets that I like, guys. There are 3 markets that I like. Yeah, this is the second one. Look at this one. Let me try to put it on top also. Yes, I'll put it on top. Second half multi goals. Second half multi goals. I like this market. Let me just click on it so that you can see it. Look at this. Second half multi goals basically means goals that will be scored on the second half. It doesn't matter who scores those goals. Just try to go back on English Premier League teams and watch this and see how many goals in a match that have been scored. You know, how many goals in a match that have been scored, you know, on the second half. You'll find that it's probably 3 goals or maybe 2 goals, but most of the time it's not more than 3 goals. You understand? But of course, for certain teams, as I've said, that this strategy won't work for every team. There are certain teams that you need to check. Go check maybe in Serie A in Italy, check teams like Juventus, you will find what I mean. Check teams like Juventus and check teams like Manchester United. You'll find this thing is always suited for those teams. You understand? But there are days whereby you will lose using this. You understand? So when I'm saying good markets, guys, I don't necessarily mean that this thing will work for any team. I hope you get that. These are good markets. And I can't, guys, sort of spoon feed you and tell you now this will happen. Because I also can't be sure, as I've said, this is gambling, guys. Things change, but these are good markets. Let me just go to the last one because this video is long already. This is the last one before I even make this video very long. See? Let me just put it on top. This is the last one. Home multi-goals, home team or multi-goals, away team. These are the markets that I've been talking about. Look at this one. Multi-goals, away team. Look, for instance, in this case, Liverpool versus Norwich. Let's say we know Norwich is a good team and Norwich will actually score in this match against Liverpool. You understand? Norwich, you see this one? I wish this example was, I made an example with Manchester United, but nevertheless, in this match, Norwich is an away team because it's on the right, eh? You understand that? If Norwich score a goal here in this match, just one goal, not 2 goals, just 1 goal, you are actually safe because I don't think Norwich can actually score more than 3 goals against Liverpool. I mean, there's no way. So this market actually works like that. Look on that 1, 2, 3. See, I always choose that. You understand? But I always choose that in certain teams. Let me tell you, last season, teams that actually gave me money, it was what is this team? It was Montelbach. I think it's that team from Germany because I know that team always, when it plays, it scores, but it never scores more than 4 goals. I mean, more than 3 goals. It only scores those when it's playing against a very weak team. Juventus from Italy. That team never scores more than 3 goals. You can go and check the stats for those teams and see how many times Juventus scored more than 3 goals. You will see it's actually a few times. And go check on England now. You see, I've actually mentioned 3 leagues now. That means I'm doing my research properly. Look, Manchester United. Manchester United never score more than 3 goals. Even if it loses, Manchester United will score a goal at least. Maybe 1 goal, and then it concedes goals. Even if it concedes now 20 goals, I don't care. As long as it scores, it sticks to this market. 1 to 3 goals. It must score at least 1 goal, but must not exceed 3. So you do your research, guys. Do your research. This thing is not easy. Do your research. You see, I've mentioned 3 leagues. It means I'm doing my research. You can even go to Hungary. You will find a certain team there. And go to Sweden. You'll find teams like Malmo. You know, I'm talking about teams now that actually can actually be suited for this market. You know, so you do your research, guys. Please do your research. I'm begging you. Don't just take my word for it. Go do your research. You will see what I mean. I'm also giving you an insight here so that you can actually use these markets on your teams. You will see this market is a good one. And the odds also are actually high for this market because you'll never find this market being less than 0.3. This market is always, the odds of this market is always 30 cents or more. That means it's actually good. So do your research. And lastly, but not least, this one. This one is actually for those guys who wants to build their account. This is what I build my account with. This market. See this market? This is called multi-goals. Multi-goals basically mean that in that match, how many goals will there be scored in that match? It doesn't matter who scores. Let's say Liverpool now in this case against Norwich. Liverpool scored 3 and Norwich scored 1. That means when you combine those goals, it's 4 goals. That means it's not more than 5. Look on the first one. I mean on the second one, 1 to 5. You see, look on the second market, 1 to 5, multi-goals. Ne? It means that in this match, there must be at least a goal, but they must not exceed 5. Look and do your research again. Go to Premier League. Don't check teams like Man City. Man City will disappoint you because Man City will score 6 and you will lose. Or maybe 7. You understand? Or PSG. If you go to look and play PSG, you will lose, my friend. But not always, but you will lose because PSG can score 5 goals and maybe a team they are playing against can score 2. That's 7 goals, and it's not in that range. You're out, you lost. So this market also works, especially for those guys who want to build their account, maybe putting 100 rand and gaining another 100 per day, 100 per day, 100 per day. You can actually build your account using this, because the odds are not that high. If you notice, you know what I mean, the odds are not that high. But for low scoring leagues, this is what I normally do. I play the fourth one, 1 to 4. I know that the odds are actually higher. If you play 10 teams on that, and then you put maybe 100 rand, you'll get at least 1,000 rand. You'll get 1,000 rand, or maybe 1.5 there. You can go check it again. So these are the odds, these are the markets that I was talking about, guys. I know the video is a bit long, but I mean, I had to do it. I had to show you where do you find these and which ones are they, but I think I've showed you guys. There are a lot of good markets here. You can even do your research. There are a lot of good markets here. There are a lot of good markets if you can check. Even these things such as clean sheets, these are good things. I'm actually trying to check another strategy using this. I'm actually learning these things day by day. I know most of them, but I'm trying to learn them and see which league or which teams that are most suited for this by doing my own research. You have to make Google your friend, guys, and use these markets. But if you're not clear, again, you can actually inbox me, as I'm getting a lot of inboxes already. You can inbox me and or maybe comment below on the video. Maybe I can actually answer you, you know what I mean, or maybe post another video and try to clarify a few things. But those 4 markets, guys, that I just showed you now, they are the best. I mean, for me, not for you, of course, but I mean, try to use them and do your research, guys. I hope you will get them right. Good luck.